Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Vincent. In crime mystery books or detective thrillers, the phrase murder in a secret room is always the most curious keyword. But add to it a perfect element, a perfect locked room murder, and this will make lovers of theory even more enthralled. But in reality, there is no such thing as a perfect crime. Just a little clue can become the key to decoding the whole case. Today, we will explore together a strange secret room murder case. If you don't fast forward to the end to see the results, this could be called a perfect locked room. But if you join me in decoding the case step by step, I believe that at the last minute, you will have to exclaim in surprise, "This is unbelievable!" So, what exactly happened that year? To understand the case, let's go back to 2010, when a thrilling crime took place at a hotel in Beaumont, a coastal city in southeast Texas. This is a place famous for its oil fields discovered in 1901, causing the city to flourish. The main character of this case is Greg Flanagan, a chief engineer on an ocean liner in the early years of his career. After entering middle age, he felt that working at sea was no longer suitable, so he turned to business. Together with his brother, he founded a company specializing in leasing oil and gas land. To facilitate his work, he frequently travels between Beaumont and Louisiana, where his company operates. On weekdays, he stays at the MCM Elegante Hotel, a luxury hotel in Beaumont. On the evening of September 15th, 2010, around 7 p.m., Greg was in hotel room 348, calling to discuss some company financial matters with his wife, Susie. They talked for a while and then wished each other good night. After that, Greg lay on the bed, turned on the air conditioner, and prepared to enjoy his own movie world. He did not know that this would be the last night of his life. The next morning, his wife Susie felt uneasy. Even though he has been married for many years, Greg always has a habit of calling in the morning to inform him that he is safe while on business. But today, the phone is silent. The more she waited, the more worried she became, so Susie proactively called her husband. No one answered. Thinking that Greg might be busy, she called the company office, but her husband's colleagues didn't see him coming to work. Feeling something bad, Susie asked two of her husband's colleagues to go to the hotel to check. They and the hotel manager used the spare key to open the door to room 348. When the door opened, all three people were stunned by the scene inside. Greg Flanagan lay face down on the floor, motionless. The body was cold. He was wearing blue pajamas, facing the door, still holding an unlit cigarette in his left hand. On the carpet next to the body was a suitcase. Besides that, he took off his shoes and jeans. On the bed, there is a white towel, a bar of chocolate, a TV remote, a lighter, and a few bottles of water. The air conditioner in the room was not turned on, and there were no signs of a struggle or ransacking. Police were immediately present at the scene. Strangely, there were no signs of forced entry, nor signs of a violent attack. In Greg's wallet, there was still a large wad of money, his phone, watch, all valuable assets intact. There are no signs this was a robbery or murder, but what was the cause of death? An autopsy showed that there were no fatal injuries on Greg's body, except for a small scratch on his cheek. But inside, the damage was extremely serious. The stomach and liver were torn, 2 ribs were broken, and the left atrium had a small hole. These injuries are usually only seen in car accidents or when someone is crushed by a heavy object. But Greg died in a locked room, with no signs of being crushed or attacked. So, what really happened? According to the hotel's surveillance cameras, police confirmed that Greg had returned to his room around 5 p.m. and had not gone out since. No strangers entered or exited that floor. So, if there was a murderer, he would have committed the crime without even stepping foot in the room? Sounds absurd, right? The breakthrough in the case only came when police checked the hotel's maintenance records. At about 8:30 that evening, there was a power outage in Greg's room. Technical staff came to repair. He claimed that when he entered the room, Greg was still alive, lying on the bed watching TV and looking completely normal. Police began investigating the room next door, room 349, where 3 electricians from Wisconsin were staying. That night, they held a party of drinking and merriment. One of them, Lance Muller, was drunk and pulled out a 9mm pistol jokingly. And in a moment of carelessness, the gun triggered. The bullet flew through the thin wall, entered room 348, and hit Greg. The bullet entered Greg's body from the lower body, causing serious damage to internal organs. But because the bullet had lost its speed after passing through the wall, it did not leave a clear mark on the outside. Greg may have been in pain for a moment before collapsing to the floor. His death was mistaken for a heart attack. Realizing they had just made a serious mistake, Lance and two colleagues panicked. They did not call the police, but just covered the bullet hole in the wall with toothpaste, believing that no one would find out. But crime is never perfect. A small dent in the wall revealed everything. When the police shined a laser through this hole, the bullet path led straight to Greg's bed. After the investigation, Lance Muller was arrested and sentenced to 10 years in prison for manslaughter. A seemingly mysterious and unsolvable case turns out to be the result of a stupid joke with a gun. But does the story really end here? A hotel employee claimed that night, a shadow passed through room 348. Did someone enter the locked room after Greg was shot? And if so, what did they do? Is this case really closed, or is there another secret that has yet to be revealed? If you want to continue exploring unsolved mysteries, leave a comment. The truth is probably still hidden.